Hello everybody. This video is a little different from my previous ones. And if you are new here, I hope you will be patient and take a moment to get to know a giant gentle soul named Oreo. Unfortunately, after almost 17 years of love, our dearest Oreo has just left us. And to those of you who knew him, I hope this brings back some beautiful memories of our sweet boy. I am sure many of you know that Oreo came into our lives entirely on his own terms. One night, after what I have always joked was just 10 minutes of being lost, because I truly don't believe a soul as gentle as his could have survived long on the streets, he chose to sit outside our window on Rue de l'Acajou in Montreal and meow at 3 in the morning. He had no way of knowing it then, but he had just made the wisest decision of his life. For the next 16 years, we had the privilege of giving him the love he deserved, and in return, he filled every day of our lives with joy. He lived in 5 different homes with us, and every time we moved, he would immediately inspect the house as if he owned the place, making sure he knew exactly where the food bowl was, the water fountain was, and of course, where the guest bedroom was. The guest bedroom was his favorite place. Oreo was the best host and adored every single guest who ever stayed with us. If you visited our home, chances are he made it his mission to welcome you. He somehow learned how to open every guest room door he ever encountered because he simply couldn't bear the thought of missing out on your company. He wanted your attention, your affection, and somehow he always convinced you to give it to him. If you stayed at our house, I'm almost certain Oreo became your favorite cat. I also have a confession to make. I wasn't always the most patient person with him. Oreo had a remarkable talent for getting on my nerves. He purred loudly, ate even louder, woke us up by bumping his head against us because he wanted to be petted, meowed constantly, stumbled into everything, and somehow always managed to find a new way to demand our attention. I always had something to complain about. But somewhere along the way, I realized the truth. What frustrated me wasn't Oreo. It was that he knew how to live a life I had always struggled to find. He understood slow living better than anyone I ever known. He found complete happiness in a warm ray of sunshine, a good meal several times a day and night, fresh water from his beloved fountain, a catnip pillow, and the simple comfort of being close to the people he loved, especially Iberê. His mind was uncomplicated. He wasn't rushing toward tomorrow or carrying any weight from yesterday. He simply lived each moment exactly as it was meant to be lived. It took me far too long to understand the lesson he had been quietly teaching me every single day. How wise you were, my dearest Oreo. Thank you for choosing us that night in Montreal. Thank you for almost 17 beautiful years. Thank you for every head bump, every loud mew, every meow, every cuddle, every laugh, and every lesson you left behind. You were deeply loved every single day of your life, and you will be deeply missed every single day of ours. Run free now, our forever sweet boy. We will carry you in our hearts for the rest of our lives. We love you always.